Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Thursday, the 5th of October 2023. We'll be breaking down charts on the exact zones where price will close above potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Wednesday, the analysis played out to the T exactly as anticipated, and everything was explained on what happened within this daily candle and why the anticipation was to see a daily candle to pull back to form a daily support and retest this broken daily support. I mean, obviously when we break down this candle, this daily candle, this move down was like more than 200 pip move down, and this was a market manipulation. Obviously the currency intervention that has been applied by the Bank of Japan due to the devaluation of the Japanese yen, and moves like that they don't really make sense. I mean, seeing the 1 minute candle making the whole move and then retracing and forming this wick within the 1 minute candle, forming like I'd say 196 pip retracement. This doesn't really make sense. So obviously, as price broke below this daily support, there was a higher probability after the hourly was ranging on Tuesday. It made sense for price to pull back to retest this broken daily support, and this is exactly what happened. So now to break down the chart. So now looking at the daily candle for Wednesday, so the daily candle more likely will be closing bullish, forming daily support around 180, 170. Now obviously price have retested this broken daily support. So now what we need to see, since the monthly, the weekly, the last two daily candles apart from the Wednesday have been bearish, the anticipation is to see continuation to the downside. So obviously to anticipate those continuations to the downside, we need to wait for price to form a resistance. So let's break down the chart now. So now looking at the daily, what's interesting with this daily candle is the daily is closing bullish, forming daily support, but this daily candle tapped into this daily support, but now price is retracing and more likely will be closing just below this daily support. So it'll be interesting to see if price will respect this daily support to continue bullish, maybe to retest this area before the continuation to the downside, or are we going to just see daily again consolidating just below this previous daily support? So now to break down the chart and dropping down to the 4-hour time frame. So what we can see here is we have the most recent 4-hour support formed around 175, 179, 850. The most recent 4-hour resistance on the left formed around 181.040, dropping down to the hourly time frame, and now we have a new range on the hourly. So zooming in, what we can see, we have an hourly support formed around 180.450. We have an hourly resistance formed around 181, 110, I'd say. Looking at the 5-minute time frame, now we have a same level of support and resistance, and on a 15-minute time frame as well, we have a same level of support and resistance. I mean, obviously, we do have this 15-minute support, but we need to allow for price to have some sort of a range to consolidate before breaking out the range. So what we're going to do now is to identify the no trade zones. I'd say potential buys could potentially be above 181. Let's say ideally above 181, 190, above this 1-hour resistance. And for potential sells, what we need to do is we need to wait for price to break and close below this 1-hour support, below 180.450. And this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys, going back to the daily. Now we're looking on the daily, for example. The daily is forming a support. Now, the first thing we can see is we have this resistance on a daily around 182.430, excuse me. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we have this previous 4-hour support formed around 181.920. Dropping down to the hourly. Now on the hourly time frame, we have an hourly. We do have this hourly resistance, and actually this is a small range, I'd say, but let's have a look on the 30-minute time frame. So looking on the 30-minute time frame, looking on the left, and what do we see? We have a 30-minute resistance around 181.580. I know we do have this 1 hour, this 30-minute resistance in here, but the anticipation is once price break and close above this recent 1 hour resistance, the anticipation is to see for price to continue bullish. I would say the first target for buys, let's have a look on a daily. I'd say the first target for buys could potentially be this 30-minute resistance formed around 181.580, and I'd say this is a decent range, roughly around 40 pip range. The second target for buys now, looking on a 4-hour, and what we can see on the 4-hour, let's go to the most recent price action. We have this previous 4-hour support around 182.060. Looking at the hourly time frame. Now this hourly resistance matches with this previous 4-hour support, and then probably when looking on the 5-minute time frame as well, we'll have the same level of the previous support. I would say the second target for buys could potentially be 182.060, targeting this previous 4-hour support. And now to look for potential sells. Now looking back on the daily, so the daily, since the daily is closing bullish, we don't know the price is going to consolidate just below this previous daily support, or are we going to see price respecting this previous daily support to continue bearish, knowing the weekly and the monthly is bearish as well. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to put a let's have a look. So we have a daily support formed around 180.150, dropping down to the 4-hour time frame. Now we have this previous 4-hour resistance formed around 180.160. Let's have a look on the hourly time frame, the 30-minute. What I would say, maybe what we could do here is we could target. Actually, let's have a look on the daily. Okay, so just to be on the safe side, I'd say the first target for sells could potentially be 180.140 because that matches with this recent daily support and the previous 4-hour resistance. The second target for sells, now we have this 4-hour support around 179.850. Maybe we can adjust it to 179.670 based on this 4-hour support. Drop it down to the hourly. We have again an hourly support in here. And then we have a support in here as well. I would say the second target for sells could potentially be 179.670, targeting this previous 1-hour support.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.